Hello fellow seedlings, welcome back to my channel. It's Madison here, or Dandelion. Today we are doing a very highly requested, long-awaited, Hekate allowed and endorsed video. We're doing another Deipnon Dark Moon vlog, and it is muggy, and it is wet, and the bugs want to drink my blood. But I have been asking for months if it was okay for me to record another Deipnon vlog. Specifically, Deipnon on this land that is now mine. I'm watching over it, I'm the steward of the land. I don't like to say I own it, I think that's a weird concept. Especially since you can't own something that was stolen at one point, so I'm watching over it. But this dark moon, Hekate finally gave me the green light. She finally said, yes, go ahead. Every other Deipnon, it has literally been raining the last several months. Like, that's the level that she's like, you are not bringing your camera with you. If you bring your camera with you, it will get ruined in the rain. But this is my first Deipnon on this land. So welcome to my fellow Hekate worshippers, my fellow Deipnon performers. For those of you who aren't familiar, Deipnon is a ritual that is performed by worshippers of Hekate, followers of Hekate, who is a Greek goddess. It's performed every dark moon, otherwise known as the new moon, and it is loosely translated or explained as Feast of the Gods. So this is a ritual, again, very basic level explanation. This is a ritual that is performed in honor of Hekate, again on the dark moon, where you give offering to Hekate. You give her what you no longer need, or what you have to give to her, in exchange for her guidance, her protection, you know, her continued support and that continued relationship that you have with her if you follow Hekate and you worship her. So again, this is my first time performing Deipnon on this land. Ooh, and we're getting a weird spot of sun. Hello! And on another note, I have no clue where we're going. If you're familiar with Deipnon, you know that Deipnon is performed at a three-way crossroads because Hekate is the guardian of the three-way crossroads. Holy shit, hello God, we see you, Father. That is so crazy too, that happened right now, because it's literally directly shining on this one spot where we are right now with the camera. And it has been cloudy and rainy all day. And it's supposed to thunderstorm later, so thank you, that was really nice. Thank you for that little shout out, little blessing from the sun. So today, I'm bringing you guys along with me. We're gonna hike around, follow our intuition, while staying safe. That's important. We're gonna hike around the land, and we're going to find whatever three-way crossroads we find. The idea is that Hekate will guide us. I already feel called to go straight into the darkness of the woods right there. So we're gonna begin there, and then we're gonna see what we find. And before we head in, don't forget to like and subscribe. Perfect ritual vibe. Like and subscribe. But yeah, if you're a follower of Hekate, then let's go. Oh, I see a robin just came out from under that tree right there. Came out from inside of it. Hello, robin. Yeah, that's what we're working with here. That's what we're walking into. And I am just so amazed. Hello. I'm so amazed that this has all just been sitting here untouched, literally since the indigenous people were still the rightful owners of the land. While we're walking, I'll tell you guys a little bit about the history of this land that I'm now steward of, while keeping our eyes peeled for the three-way crossroads, because I'm not sure how far we're gonna have to walk. Wow. This is distracting as hell because everything's gorgeous. But this land obviously was indigenous land and still is. I feel it's very important to say the specific nations. It was the Onondaga people and the Haudenosaunee people who owned this land and who are the spirits of this land still. And when the colonizers came, when the white men came, and the colonies started and all that, obviously they were driven off their land. And eventually, at some point, I haven't looked up the year just yet, but eventually at some point, a corporation came into possession of it. A big tech corporation, which I will not name for my own safety purposes. But a big tech corporation owned it. And they owned a lot of land in this area. And they only used some of it, thank God. Because this particular tech company actually was known to contaminate the lands that they had factories on. And this land that I now am watching over was owned by them. But they never touched it. They never used it. They never built anything on it. They just owned it and let it sit here. And that is who I bought it from that tech company. So it's pretty crazy to think no one has walked on this since who knows when. Like literally since who knows when. The people from this tech company, nobody was watching over it. Nobody was touching it. They never used it. They didn't allow anyone else to use it. They had private property signs on the road all along the part of the land that touches the road. And out, if you walk all the way to the far end of the land, as far from the road as you can go, it's just woods. So nobody would ever be coming from that way, at least not any time in our recent history. It's pretty amazing to think, when was the last time a human walked on this earth that I'm now walking on? You know, it's ironic because a tech corporation owned the land, but because they never used it, the nature here has just been allowed to live. You know, the nature has just been allowed to grow and thrive, and the animals here haven't seen a human on this land in decades. So I feel really humbled to be here on this land right now. I honestly feel like I might cry. Let me show you what I'm seeing so you're not just looking at me crying. Can you guys hear all the birds? Whoo! Weeping and crying. You know, I'm filming this just after the 4th of July. It's July 5th, I believe. It's the new moon in Cancer today. And, you know, because it was just the 4th of July, / it's still kind of the 4th of July because it's 4th of July weekend. So all the patriotic Americans are, celebrating the nation, which I don't know what there is to celebrate. But I've just been feeling really emotionally charged, I guess I would say. This 4th of July. Because also where I'm staying right now is not on this beautiful land. I will be living here eventually. But right now I'm staying elsewhere. And it is crazy because I live right now where I'm staying is near an airport. And I have been hearing, like, you know, they're having air shows. They're having, like, Navy plane air shows. And if you've ever been around those types of aircraft, you know, those Army war level aircraft, they're loud. They are loud, and loud is an understatement, my friend. I remember the first time that it happened, because they've been doing it for days, and they're going to continue to do it through tomorrow, because they're having air shows like every day this whole weekend. But the first time I heard it, we heard them fly overhead, we heard them fly back, we heard them fly overhead, we heard them fly back. They were flying all over the place, doing their practice flights. And I'm not even kidding you, I sat down on the ground and cried. Like, it just so intensely made me think of the people of Palestine and how how scary it must be to be sitting in your home country, in your home, hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, and all of a sudden you hear planes. All of a sudden. And they're dropping bombs on innocent civilians. And then that makes me think about the children specifically. It makes me think about the innocent people. It makes me think about the hospitals that were bombed. It makes me think about every time that's happened throughout history. Because that's happened way too many times throughout history, bombing people for absolutely no reason. There's no reason to bomb anyone ever. But extra no reason when it comes to an innocent child. Butterfly. So the planes have me on edge. That's for sure. I'm definitely on edge because of the planes. And because it's the 4th of July, I also end up thinking about this country and the history of this country and how we've come to be where we are now. And there's a lot of sadness wrapped up in that. But I also think about the birth of the white buffalo in Yellowstone National Park. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's really exciting. It's really amazing. Listen to the chief of the indigenous nation of the Yellowstone area, what he has to say about it. It's very interesting. But and then I think about the people around the country and around the world who feel the same way I do, because there's a lot more of us than people realize. And then that gives me hope. I have hope. And I know my own goals with this land and with my life. And I have hope. I have hope. That's all I can say. I have hope. I have plans. I have dreams. I have goals. And I really do, you know, as much as I get upset, as much as I get frustrated, as much as I'm confused and scared and just angry, I do have faith in humanity. I do. Because I don't believe that what humanity truly is what the colonizer is what the white man is. I believe that what the human truly is something more similar to the spirit of the indigenous people, which is the spirit of the pagans throughout the whole world. Pagans everywhere. You know, that's the true humanity. That's a respect for the earth, a respect for all living things. And I hope, you know, the pendulum swings both ways. I believe that we are moving back toward that sort of way of being. Well, the woods inspired a ramble, so enjoy that. But we found this lovely, look at this, guys. We found this, like, big, huge drop-off ditch. I don't know if you guys can tell how deep it is. Some downed trees across it. So that's very interesting. And I also found, I really like the look of this tree. It's a big pine tree of some kind, and it only has needles on the top. And if you look, it's actually several trunks in one. You see, this is the beautiful tree in question. See, you've got these two beautiful thick trunks going all the way down to the ground. And then up there, it splits. Both trunks split into two each, and it becomes four. I definitely feel a strong presence from this tree. I'm not sure if it's our perfect three-way crossroads, even though it is at the base creating a three-way crossroads, because we've got the two main trunks touching the earth. So you can go up that trunk, up this trunk, or down on the earth. So it is a three-way crossroads. But let's look a little bit more, just in case we find something that really sings to us. Another thing that's interesting about this land, and the land of the entire area really, is a lot of the trees are dead. A lot of the trees are dead. And specifically, a lot of the ash trees are dead. There was this beetle from Asia, an invasive, non-native beetle, that because of humanity, made its way over here to the States, and it ate all the ash trees. Ate them all. And so now a bunch of ash trees are all dead in the woods. But it is also an amazing reminder to watch the cycle of life and death. Because you'll see some trees that are dead, they become homes for other animals. They make way for life in different ways. They grow mushrooms. The bugs enjoy them. The woodpeckers enjoy them. I even saw a raccoon living in a dead tree one day. It's pretty miraculous the way, even when something dies, it still has a purpose. It still has something to give. I found this tree as well, and this tree is a perfect 3. Looks like. I guess, yeah, it's a perfect 3. This tree is dead, but I'm definitely interested in it. And I think it would be interesting if the three-way crossroads we found ended up being a dead tree, because that is very Hekate. This is this tree I'm looking at now. And it's 3 trunks down to the earth. 1, 2, 3. And it is pretty amazing. It's very tall. And like I said, it's dead, and it looks like it's been dead for quite some time. Okay, let's do some more searching before we decide. Oh wow. at this, guys. Somebody built this. It's a little shelter. Somebody built that. I wonder if it was an animal. Are there animals that build things like that? If anyone knows anything about that, feel free to drop in the comments what that could be. See, lots of dead trees. Lots of dead trees. But lots of living ones too. Lots of living ones too. You know what this reminds me of? When I walk around with this, I think about in Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf is like, "You wouldn't part an old man from his walking stick." Nah! I just want to be an old wizard with a long gray beard. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. God. You know what? I'll settle for being an old witch with long gray hair. Okay? That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'll take either. Oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, what's that? Ooh, let's check it out. Oh my gosh. Look at these mushrooms. Look at these mushrooms. Hello, mushrooms. Have to look you up. I recently found reishi mushrooms that were in perfect condition, ready to be picked. And that is a tincture that is brewing right now as we speak. And I'll be selling some once it's done brewing. It's going to take a full month, so it's going to be a while. Okay. You know, I'm really feeling that pine that we found. So let's go back to it. Let's go back to the pine. Ugh. Ask mommy for permission. Yeah, and I saw, the last time I was here, I saw an entire family of deer, even the buck. And I was like, eee! Neighbors, my new neighbors. You know, honestly, I'm feeling, if you're familiar with my channel, you know, I work with Hekate and with Lilith. Both dark goddesses, both honored on the dark moon. And I feel very strongly, Lilith loves four-way crossroads. This tree is a four-way crossroads. Like I told you, it splits into four up there. So I feel like this tree is giving me Lilith energy. And this tree over here really, to me, feels like Hekate's presence. Feels like she wants this one. So maybe in the future we'll be working with Lilith at that tree. And this Hekate one is dead, but like we said, you know, even when something's dead, it's still present and participating. So I'll give you guys a better look at where we're going to perform Deipnon. Here she is in all her glory. See, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And it's good timing too, we're getting closer to sunset here. We've found our location. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop talking now so that we can perform the ritual. I will put text on the screen so you guys understand what I'm doing. And if you want to pair this with your own Deipnon, or if you just want to enjoy, then welcome to the ritual. Let's get started. Okay, we're almost to the clearing. Tall stuff, y'all, tall stuff. That's why you wear tall socks and long pants. 'Cause fuck you, Lyme disease. Okay. I love Deipnon. We've made it to the opening, out of the woods. Oh my god, I see trash on my land. Who put this here? Ooh. No trash. Boo. Plastic. An abomination. And the rain held off for us. We got sprinkled on a couple times, felt a couple drips here and there, but the rain waited. So thank you. Thank you, Sky. Okay, guys. That's Deipnon finished. Okay, guys, so that's Deipnon this month. this dark moon all finished. I hope you guys enjoyed finding a spot for Deipnon with me on my land. We're gonna be doing a lot more exploring this land. We've got a lot to see. Haven't seen most of it still. But thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.